where I try to make some sense out of nonsense. And it's Monday, just another Manic Monday. Ooh, whoa. So, I'm back to make sense out of nonsense. If this is your first time joining my show, please hit the like button, share my videos. Follow me on all the other social media platforms. I greatly would appreciate it. Now, let me know if you can hear me, because if you can hear me, then I can get busy. First things first. Somebody said, am I late to the party? Absolutely not. It was me. No, I was late to the party. Can you hear me? Because if you can, then it's on and popping. Go ahead. Give me the thumbs up. Let's see. I don't want to assume. Oh, there it is. Thanks, Dallas. With that being said, let's go ahead and get the party started. You don't want to be late to the party. Let's get this party started right. Oh, yeah. Ah, that number. Oh, I forget, man. See, I'm here worried about the party. What? Like a real gorilla. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. Listen to the building. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. That's right, y'all. There's some gorillas in here. Now, before we get all into this, let's go ahead and get some preliminaries out the way. First things first, if this is your first time joining the show, subscribe to the channel. Man, it's hot. I'm sweating and everything, y'all. Oh, man, I feel like I've been working on the railroad. Anyway, so please do that. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and all that good stuff. This number right here, if you text 330-974-4609, text MAGA to that number. Just in case I disappear on this channel, you will be able to stay connected with me somehow, some way. And then last but not least, don't forget to check out Kevin's Corner Store, where you can find all kind of stuff. All right, now, let me go ahead and try to protect the last little bit of sight that I have. I'm telling y'all, first thing I'm doing, I'm going to get some eye protection or something. I got to go and see the eye doctor. I hate doing that. I hate doing it, man. You know, it ain't going to be nothing good. It's rare that they come in out, but everything's fine. What? You almost want them to find something bad. You think you are, you're getting punked or something. Let me get this straight. Everything's fine. Absolutely, everything's fine. I don't need no eye drops or nothing. No, nothing. Absolutely. 2020 vision actually is better than 2020. Your vision is like supernatural. You're great. Get out of here, you crazy kid. Okay, I'm just gonna leave, and ain't nobody gonna accost me at the door, right? No, you're free to go. Okay, sure. As a matter of fact, we're gonna put your picture on the wall, letting everybody know this right here is an excellent example of perfect eyesight. Never happens. They're always going to come in like, ooh, oh man, it looks like you. Oh, yeah, you got a little something going on in both eyes. Yeah, you got that lazy eye going on. It doesn't look too lazy. Oh, it's pretty lazy. It's pretty lazy. Trust me, I'm a doctor. I know these things. So anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna have to go get my eyes checked out so I can see clearly, or at least adjust to the lighting, because it does some things on my eyes. Now, let's go ahead and get into what we're gonna be talking about tonight, because see, Creepy came out and he said some real bad things that made me real mad, y'all, at the Black University. I knew he was going to do it. But before we get to him, we got to deal with some other DEI hires, okay? Now, there was a little squabble. Up in Congress, y'all might have heard. See, I ain't want to be spreading rumors and all. Let me look around. I don't want to. Let me get a swig of my watermelon juice, okay? All right, now listen. You ain't hear from me, but the word on the street is Marjorie Taylor Greene is fighting with some Democrat chick. Okay, I mean, I don't even really know her name like that. I'm saying this is all the Democrats is kind of blend in, but she's one of the like third tier Democrat chicks, probably in the same level with the squad and all, but she don't get enough airtime for me to commit to memory, like a AOC and all of that stuff. So she's like a third tier, but she got a moment that thrusted her into the limelight because she got into a little beef with Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's one of my favorite heavy hitters. You know what I'm saying? She's dropping bolos. So apparently something went down in Congress, and I guess the one Democrat politician didn't like it. So let's see what happened first. We want to go ahead and get the scoop before we make our judgment on it. Here we go.
Know what we're here for? We're here about
That's her. That's her. So now this woman right here, she's not leading the meeting. She's not leading the meeting. Marjorie Taylor Greene is talking, but I guess this woman decides that it's my job to just jump in and start asking questions. See, apparently she wants some airtime. Apparently she wants to pick a squabble. That sounds to me like somebody who wants to pick a squabble. So, beep. Do you know why we're here? Do you know why we're here? You know what we're here for? Now, that's not her role, as far as I know. I mean, we got somebody with the gavel. But because this chick want to stick her big fat nose into other people's business, she provokes a response from Marjorie Taylor Greene, which seems to be left out of the story. A lot of people just focus on the victim here, which is the black lady, because she's a woman of color that like to get her hair did and her nails did and stuff like that. That's the only reason she's getting picked on. So she kind of provokes Marjorie Taylor Greene. And I'm not saying, Marjorie Taylor should have responded this way, but it sure was funny. For the laughs alone, I'll allow it. If this is in my courthouse, I'll allow it. Wait a minute, Your Honor. You're going to allow that comment right there about what?
You know what you're here for.
Well, you the one talking about.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No, ain't nothing.
There it is. So the cats came out. All the alley cats came out. Yep. Press the button. So she said, I think your eyelashes are blocking. No, I got to give it to her. That was pretty funny. That's pretty funny, okay? Now, see, the problem with Democrats is they're not funny. Everything got to be scripted and approved or something. So this woman is about to give a response, but her response don't sound like it's right off top of the dome. She took a little time for her response. I'm pretty sure maybe somebody came up to her with a note. Here's a great response. Say this to her. So now she comes back. Now watch these guys who's conducting the meeting and how they react to all of this. Okay, so now the one lady gets called out about her eyelashes, which they are long. She got those snuffleupagus eyelashes. See, yeah, she blinks and it takes about 8 minutes. She got those type of eyelashes. So let's go ahead and see what she says to Marjorie Taylor Greene after her calling out those long eyelashes.
Just curious, just to better understand your ruling, if someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be...
Okay, so you got somebody writing her jokes. Hardy, har. You take a while to respond. You put together something you think is going to be catchy and funny. You try to be witty, but it doesn't work. It doesn't land like the straight off the top of the dome, Marjorie Taylor Greene slap to the face. I think it's your long eyelashes that might be blocked. And I've noticed those eyelashes. See, what makes conservatives funny is because they point out things that are true, things that we've observed, that we've all said, you know what, I noticed that too. Now all of a sudden somebody's making fun of it and it's funny. But now she's trying to point out something that I'm going, none of that seems to be applicable, and we're about to find out why it's not applicable. So she calls her something out of bleach body, something or jigger that somebody probably wrote down for her. And now she's going to try to monetize that raggedy behind statement.
Engaging in personalities, correct?
What now?
Yep, see, it didn't land. It didn't land at all. See, right off grip. See, Marjorie Taylor Greene's joke landed, and everybody else is going, on what now? A bleak body bit. When you got to start saying, hold up, say that again. Say that again. I can't hear. I ain't even understand that. It's not funny. It's not funny.
Understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
What now?
His response was funnier than the statement she said. What now? For some reason, his response was hilarious because I was sitting there thinking the same thing. A bleach body bound bag. Butch having. No, wait a minute. Now, did she put the word butch body in there? What are you saying? DEI hire. What are you saying? So, sister number one, are you saying that lesbians have butch bodies? Isn't that a derogatory statement? Are you inferring that all lesbians are built like grown men? Are you saying they all got a SpongeBob SquarePants box body? Is that what you're saying? I mean, where's all the gay rights and the lesbians and stuff? Why aren't they all coming out being mad about this statement? So, because it's directed at Marjorie Taylor Greene, the left will allow it. But it still doesn't land. So let's go ahead and hear more about this. So, Representative Target and Marjorie Taylor Greene brands her absolutely racist as, oh, here we go. Oh, God. Couldn't just be capping. Couldn't just be on the playground, doing the dirty dozens. Now, all of a sudden, you got to insert racism because you can't cap. Yeah, because you don't know how to fire back and be funny. So now, all of a sudden, it's racist. I mean, what? Your eyelashes are long. You the one get up and take all day long to put them stinking long eyelashes on. It ain't my fault. Did I do that? I didn't. It ain't my fault. You get up in the morning and put an eyelash on that looks like this. All right, how this one look, girl? I can't see you. I can't even see how they look. Hold on for a minute. Let me put the other one on. So now you come out looking like this. Because you want to put some dang on long eyelashes on. Every time you blink, it's like, I'm sorry, y'all. These are all off the top of the dome jokes. Oh, man, that would be hilarious. Hold on, what you say about me, girl? Oh, heck no. Oh, no. So now here she is with those long, ugly behind eyelashes. Oh, boy. Oh, God. Democrats. They kill me, man. They give me so much material. Stop it. Stop it. You're killing me. Okay. Let me try to get through the story, y'all. Okay. Boy, I tell you, like she wearing a visor. I'm surprised she ain't got to walk around like this so she can see. Head leaning back just so she can see under the visor. All right, so here we go. So now some racism is coming in somehow.
Absolutely racist.
Here we go.
Here we go.
They encourage me to be who I am because I really am doing and experiencing things that so many other Black women are experiencing. But unfortunately,
You mean like being a congresswoman for nothing? I mean, all Black women are experiencing that. Because that's what you are. Full-blown DEI hire. Or should I say, someone voted you in because it's like, well, okay, she's Black. She's a woman of color. So that's I think she'll make us look good in this liberal city of dumb voters who don't look for quality. So they got her butt in there, and she's talking about a lot of Black women are going through what I'm going through. Like what? Where's the evidence to support this?
their stories aren't highlighted. And I also took this as an opportunity to, again, flex on MAGA and let them know that I will always be smarter than you. You can call.
Now, here's my question. I looked at this and took this as an opportunity to flex on MAGA. Who do you think you're flexing on? Who is MAGA? Like, who is MAGA in her head? Watch this statement that comes out of her mouth.
Me a DEI, hire all you want to, and lodge all the other insults that they continuously lodge against me. But she is no match for me when it comes to intellect.
What?
You have since...
I don't know about that one. Those are big words. So now, guys, MAGA, just MAGA, is online cracking on this woman and saying that she's ghetto. We have no evidence of it, right? See, because remember, unlike Democrats, we don't make up stuff without a point of reference. See, they'll come out that Donald Trump's a white nationalist and no point of reference. But when we say Joe Biden is a white nationalist, we can also go back and say, well, he did, the crime bill. And then you don't forget, he didn't want his kids growing up with and then there was a Robert Byrd and all that. These are things that we can say, yeah, there's some validity to it. Y'all just pull stuff out the butt. So now here she is just said, MAGA. MAGA be saying all this stuff about me, and I guess we're just making it up. So let's go ahead and see if we are just too far off when it comes down to our assessment of her being ghetto superstar. That is what you are. Let's see.
Called her racist, Congresswoman Green. I want to understand
Racist.
your perspective of this.
Do you think her going after your eyelashes, that in itself is racist?
I think her specifically doing it to me, yes, that was the intent.
Because I'm black and I'm a woman. And that was the intent, because I'm a raggedy Democrat. And that's all I do, is use nothing but Marxist conflict theory, identity politics. Every criticism, every joke is always because I'm a woman and I'm black. You know, and I'm thinking, man, how about you just wear some modest eyelashes when you come to work? I shouldn't see your eyelashes about 2 minutes before you come around the corner. Dang on it. Snip them down. You know, modify them suckers. You know what I'm saying? If I'm sitting there like, oh, here she come. She'll be here in about 5 minutes. I see the tip of her eyelashes coming around the corner. So that's your fault. Because you think you got the juice and you think this is hot to look at while you're in Congress. You're taking away from all of your substance because folks are looking at those eyelashes every time you're talking and stuff. All of the gaudiness. Tone it down. Oh boy. But she just brought it straight from the hood, straight to Congress.
As has been stated, you know, women wear makeup, we wear lashes, we wear all types of things to beautify.
To the club. Okay, to the club. But you going up in Congress like you going into the club. Good grief. Surprised you ain't got stilettos. Dang on it. Full-blown bodysuit. It's unreal. But let's continue though.
Ourselves. But MAGA has historically been on social media doing the things where they're saying, oh, she's black with lashes and nails and hair.
Yeah, now see. Now, I don't know about that. First of all, I don't pay much attention to her until she puts herself right out in the spotlight. Meaning she says something stupid like she said. So Jasmine Crockett, that's her name. Whenever there's a soundbite of her, it's always something highlighting how stupid she is. There you go. And then immediately I go, not only does she sound stupid, but she looks stupid. And stupid is as stupid does. Sometimes, you know, stereotypes might just add up. I'm sitting there going, she looks kind of ghetto, and let's see if she acts ghetto.
And so she's ghetto. And so to me, this was her buying into that rhetoric and trying to amplify this for the MAGA crowd. And so, yeah, I absolutely think that she only did it to be racist towards me.
Yeah, that's what it was. Amplifying it for the MAGA crowd. Nope, she didn't have to say that to make me think you act ghetto up in Congress. Matter of fact, almost every Democrat act ghetto. Have you watched some of, and it hurts, man, because a lot of them, you know, now granted, the white Democrats they got their own style of ghetto, but being black, I can relate to some ethnic ghettoism that goes on. Jamal Boatman, look at the data. You got to look at the data. Oh, because now I'm the angry black man. I'm the angry black man. Mad Max, all of them. Federico. Some of them, when I look at them and I go, good grief, you're a horrible example. Horrible example for the brothers to be up in there. Bad. The one from St. Louis, Corey Bush, another one. You know, just act so ghetto. You know, and the white ones, they got their own style of get too. They're stupid. They come out and they say stupid things too, but it just don't hit home when it comes down to being black and me going, these are characteristics I should not see in Congress come out of black folks. These are things that might be acceptable when I'm chilling. We at the card game, we playing and stuff, but I shouldn't see you be up there in Congress so much. So look at the, you got to look at the data. That's when we playing spades. Man, dude, you got joker, man. That's that behavior. I should go, yeah, a spades game, it's acceptable. But you talking to another congressman and you hitting him in the chest, talking about you got to look at stuff like that. So let's go ahead and see some of her past clips just to see if they fit. Because if the clips fit, then we want to quit.
Blonde, bad built, butch body.
Very good.
So it's tough to say, but you've really
that's because it was made up. See, if it's tough to say, Jake, that means she didn't make it up. Somebody wrote it down. See, a joke shouldn't be tough to say. How you gonna memorize that? Nobody. It gotta be catchy, man.
Swag. I think we have an image of the shirt here that you're selling to help raise money to elect Democrats.
Oh, and there it is. Yep, Democrats always want to prosper. So bleach, blonde, bad built, butch body. Now, do y'all think that came off the top of her head? All those B's. Bleach, blonde, bad built, butch body. Well, we're going to go ahead and have to do a quick experiment to see whose body is what.
How would you respond to say it's inappropriate to respond to an attack on somebody's physical appearance? And you hear Congresswoman AOC say, you shouldn't be attacking somebody's physical appearance, but then you did the same thing. You attacked.
Right, because we're hypocrites.
So to be clear, what I asked for was clarification on the ruling.
Yeah. And
No. To be clear, that's all I did. I didn't bring this mountain down on top of my own head. No, I was just asking for clarity. Instead of saying, I don't, excuse me, I need clarity. It was, do you know where you at? Do you know what this is about? See, that's the stuff that'll get your eye dotted. All of that. Dang. Do you know what you're supposed to be? See, that's the stuff that'll make people go, I detect some sarcasm in your voice. You might want to change your tone. Yeah, it appears you're not asking me a simple question out of curiosity. You're trying to insult me and make me sound stupid. That this is an attack. So now when I focus on your big caterpillar eyebrows and eyelashes, don't say nothing. But here she is. Now, somebody go write me something catchy with all B's on it. Okay, I'm on it. My staff, bleach, blonde. That sounds stupid. So now you see that on that shirt? I wouldn't know what that means. Hey, you got that on the shirt, and then underneath you got her name. I would think you're talking about her. Look at the shirt. Look, it just says bleach blonde, bad built, butch body, and at the end it says her name, I think. So now it don't say Marjorie Taylor Greene. So now who am I talking about? I'm thinking it's Crockett. I'm going, wow, that she assaulted herself. That's crazy, man. Who put this shirt together talking about her bleach, blonde, bad built, butch body? But anyway, let's continue.
Appropriate to respond to an attack on somebody's physical appearance. And you hear Congresswoman AOC say, you shouldn't be attacking somebody's physical appearance, but then you did the same thing. Yeah. You attacked her physical.
So to be clear,
though, we
what
Democrats.
I asked for was clarification on the ruling.
That's all I did.
I hear that, but she went after your appearance, and then you went out
because we hypocrites.
I did in a very lawyerly way.
But do you,
in a lawyery way. Okay, yeah, right. Well, now she done called her bleach blonde, bad built, butch body. Hold up! I'm trying to see something. Here we go. Oh, I don't know. Now I'm just saying, as a man, if I was stranded on an island and had two choices, would you rather take the one on this side with you or this one? Lot slimmer, lot more in shape. Now, I've seen Marjorie Taylor Greene in person. Her calves look like pears. Okay? This woman works out. Now, if you want to call that a butch body, go right ahead. But I'll take that body over that big, fat bag of bubblegum body you're rocking. I don't want a bubblegum body on the island with me. Dang on it. So give me the body that I say. Now, that body might be to help lift some bamboos. And that body right there, if we were running on the beach, you might have a bow derrick going on there for a little bit. Your body might have to roll you back into the ocean. Like, oh, crap, I got to save her. Wait. Oh, that's you, honey? I don't want that body on the island with me. So now, here she is talking about somebody's body. Now, you don't bring up stuff like this. Don't get me wrong. All shapes and sizes are beautiful. But when you decide to go after somebody's physique, yours better be tight. That's all I'm saying. I know my limits. Okay? All right. Maybe when I was a young boy, I might say, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and rock the full-blown, straight out of the pack, very snug, wife beater. But that was back when you could see my abs through the shirt. See, if you're not able to see the abs through the shirt, what are you doing? You can't come out here, big shoulders, big arms, big chest, and big gut too. And then throwing a wife beater, they'll overlook the gut. because I'm big up top and all that stuff. Big up top, got big arms and shoulders, all that stuff, and a big gut too. No, man. And then you want to cut on me. Dude, look at your stomach. I'm like, oh, do you really want to talk about that? So never pick fights, especially when it is on things that you know you could suffer that type of criticism. So you already knew that people were going to say, wow, she criticized Marjorie Greene's body. Well, let's take a look. Now, I don't know about you. She just looks way more healthier than the one over here. That's all I'm saying. Wow. Ooh. Oh, she got the table legs too? Oh, no. Well,
But MAGA has historically been on social media.
Doing the things where they're saying, oh, she's black with lashes and nails and hair, and so she's ghetto.
now, do you think white people, white MAGA supporters aren't going, she's black with MAGA? You know what? The majority of that criticism is probably coming from black Republicans, black MAGA folks. Yeah, we the only ones that wouldn't be called full-blown racist if we led in with, oh God, it's bad when black folks represent us in this manner. But white folks, white MAGA folks might say that, yeah, she has long eyelashes, but they're not going to say she's black with long eyelashes. I don't think that's happening. Unless they want to get ran off the internet, chased down by the FBI, thrown in a category with J6 and they didn't even show up that day. Who knows what might happen to them? Fired from their job. So I don't know. But I do know this.
Big booty house, hot with it.
Yeah, we about to do this ghetto test.
But let me give y'all a little bit of tea while we're here.
Uh-oh.
So I have a document that I will ask for unanimous consent to enter into the record. It's a fact sheet on President Trump's shady business dealings with the Chinese government.
What
What was that?
in a record?
What was that? Big booty holes. Yeah. I think that background music might suit her.
From who?
This is from the Congressional Integrity.
Congressional Integrity Project, the dark money pack?
I object.
I object to that too.
Of course y'all gonna object, but we gonna talk about it.
Oh.
And so she's ghetto.
But when we start talking about things that look like evidence, they want to act like they blind. They don't know what this is. These are our national secrets.
Well, excuse me.
Looks like in the shitter to me.
Oh! Oh, so eloquent. So professional, isn't she? Look at that. Oh, we're going to talk about him anyway, okay? First of all, let me tell you something. I would snap, but my nails too long. You know, I can't snap. I got to, you know what I'm saying? I can't scratch my head. I got to pat it. Because, I got so much extra in here. When it itches, I can't scratch it. Got to pat it. Stuff like that. So here she is up in here fulfilling the stereotype, isn't she?
This looks like more evidence of our national.
No, it looks like more evidence that every person on the internet saying that you act ghetto was right. That's what that seems like. You're proving the case. I'm like, no more questions, Your Honor. We're going to let her go ahead and shoot her own self in the foot. Keep talking. Keep talking.
Secrets say on the stage at Mar-a-Lago.
And so to me, this was her buying into that rhetoric and trying to amplify this for the MAGA crowd. And so, yeah, I absolutely think that she only did it to be racist towards me.
Because it was towards you or because it was eyelashes? So in that sense, it's kind of like, in your view, buying into a racist trope.
It is buying into a racist trope.
Here we go.
Oh, boy. It's always racist. Now, see, here's the crazy part. Like I said, I hate to see Congress get to a point where they even having these beefs. We have become pretty divided to where fights like this seems to pop up often on both sides, male and female. Sometimes it's white on white crime. Sometimes it's black on black, which is rare because we don't have very black, like we need more black folks in Congress on our side, that is. And then sometimes, it's men and on men and all that stuff. And it gets heated sometimes. But when the personal insults come out, I'm like, but you got to look at these things and say, okay, First of all, why are we here? Okay. Number two, who brings, I think sometimes Republicans got to be careful of not falling, because I see Democrats do some things that it tempts me to bring out the worst in me, honestly. I mean, I sit back and I watch them do things, and I be wanting to say to myself, boy, if I was up there in Congress, I would let you have it. I would tell you exactly what I'm thinking about you. You know, people, when I see them up there, like AOC and stuff that they're saying, or even Poodle up top, Jamie Raskin, so many of them, they say some things that I say, man, I almost want to make it personal. You know, because of how I sense how provocative they are, you know, how sarcastic they are, how they never want to address serious issues. They always want to, you know, cause some type of rift. They say little things that just get all up under your skin. And you have to rise above it and try your best to stay focused. But every once in a while, I get it. Especially when you give somebody something that obvious. You look over to them and they got a smart mouth and all you see is eyelashes. And I'm sure Marjorie Taylor Greene, as she turned her head, probably got poked in the side of the face by one of those eyelashes. Like, oh God, I can't even turn my head completely because your eyelashes are jamming me up from there. And she took the bait. Now, granted, this woman is taking this way to another level now. Now, all of a sudden, a smart little exchange between two women that probably should have never gotten to that point. But now, all of a sudden, you're trying to monetize it. See, this is what makes Democrats fulfill some of these statements. So, yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene probably shouldn't have said what she said. But the sad part about it is now this woman is out here whining and crying about being a victim. And I'm saying, actually, everything you're whining about, I can find validity to. I'm sitting there, you're saying people think I'm ghetto, and I'm watching you act ghetto. You know, these are things that I'm looking at, and I'm going, yeah, shouldn't have said it, but that don't make it not true. That's all I'm saying. That don't make it not true. So
and I also took this as an opportunity to again flex on MAGA and let them know that I will always be smarter than you. You can call me a DEI hire all you want to and lodge all the other insults that they continuously lodge against me.
Did you brought her
but
yourself?
She is no match for me when it comes to intellect. She just decided, oh, you know what? I've got privilege.
Enough! Silence! I can't take this shit no more.
Me either.
To again flex on MAGA and let them know that I will always be smarter than you.
There was an issue of jailing migrants and separating families under the Trump administration. Okay. Are you aware of that? Oh. That children were in cages?
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that either.
The cages.
Who built
I wasn't aware of that either.
Let's talk about what
Who built the cages?
Let's talk about what we're talking about.
Because I will always be smarter than, immigration fact check. Who built the cages?
The Obama administration did build the cages Trump alluded to. The facility Trump mentioned was built with chain link fencing by the Obama administration in 2014 in a warehouse in Nogales, Arizona.
Flex on MAGA and let them know that I will always be smarter than you.
Bullshit.
Thank you. Oh, boy. Oh, close up on those eyelashes. Oh, my dang. Ew. Wow. Well, there you have it. The squabble. And I'm sure that the little beef will continue because once a victim, always a victim. Now she'll forever have a beef with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie Taylor Greene disrespect me because I'm black and I like wearing eyelashes to work that are 18 inches long. See, so there you have it. Now, let's get to another squabble that's going on. Creepy versus Trump. Creepy done came out, y'all talking trash. Let's check it out. Somebody said, googly goo.
Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020.
What?
Since then, he hadn't shown up for debate. Now,
you know what? You mean the double team? Where you and everybody else was jumping Trump? All right, let's continue though.
now he's acting like he wants to debate me again.
So he does.
Make my day, pal. I'll even do it twice. So let's pick the dates, Donald. I hear you're free on Wednesdays.
Oh, he got jokes too, y'all. Now, did that seem sincere? Once again, Democrats, nothing about what they say or do seems sincere. That whole statement. Make my day. You know what? He wants to debate me again. I'm ready for it. And you know what? And I'm going, How many takes did it take to make that? You know, I mean, who wrote that? It just seems so scripted. But hey, he wants some, get some. Let's see.
Mr. Trump, who refused to take part in a single Republican primary debate, quickly signing on and pushing for more.
I think there should be more than two.
He's like, come on.
I think they should be in large venues. It's just more exciting.
The first matchup with no studio audience set to take place June 27th.
Wait a minute. We ain't invited? Why ain't there no studio audience invited, y'all? That's what I want to know. Because we all know that Creepy has no fans. Nobody's going to show up for that. Yeah. And if they do, you know what's going to happen. Soon as he opens his mouth, free, free Palestine. Those are the only people that's going to show up for Joe. So now, what do? No studio audience. They don't want Trump feeding off of the energy of the audience. So what else?
The earliest in modern history. That's just a few weeks before the Republican convention and likely shortly after Mr. Trump's hush money trial is wrapped up. The second debate slated for September 10th before early voting begins. The Biden campaign has requested a number of parameters, including that the candidates' microphones be cut off when it's not their time to speak. All of it comes after months of public pressure from the former president, even bringing out an empty lectern on the trail.
That's for Joe Biden. I'm trying to get him to debate. It points up to Biden. He can't talk. He can't walk. Can't find his way off a stage. Can't put two sentences together. Although he has agreed to debate, so I don't know. Maybe they know something. He's going to be so jacked up for those debates. You watch. I just want to debate this guy, but you know, and I'm going to demand a drug test too. By the way.
That's right. Because he's going to be all jacked up on Mountain Dew. That's right. You already know. They're going to come in with the biggest needle of adrenaline or about 18 doses of Adderall, whatever they got to do to get that dude this through the debate. You know they're going to do it. So he's never going to agree to a drug test, unfortunately. You already know that because they're going to have him jacked up. And it's funny because, you know, I guess Trump is looking at it like I should be able to beat this dude on his home field. His mind is so messed up. Whether they pump him with drugs, it still won't matter. I still should be able to beat this dude's butt. I think he should be able to whoop his tail just based on if he stays focused on the policies and just let Joe talk his own self into trouble. You know, don't let Joe get out of trying to answer a question because you know he's going to lie. If he has to answer a question about his record, he's going to walk himself right into a lie or a gaffe, or he's going to glitch and say, anyway, taking up too much time. I would let him go ahead and sit back and answer the question like, let's see how far he goes with this. And then when he gets to the point where he really says something stupid, I'm going to sit back and wait until they say, Mr. Trump, would you like to respond to this? Yes, I would. There's 3 points that he made. And go ahead. Because see, Joe's hoping that Trump will be impulsive and respond real time immediately. I can't even talk. Look at this. I'm trying to get through it. And he won't even let me. I would let him finish all his statements and then be like, you done? You done? Here's my response. So here's Trump. He's saying he already know the fix is in, but I think I could take him anyway.
I am. No, I really am. I don't want him coming in like the State of the Union. He was high as a kite. I said, is that Joe up there? A beautiful room?
Fly,
and by the end of the evening, he's like, well, he was exhausted, right? Now, we're going to demand a drug test, but Fake Tapper and these people, they're going to be fine. They're going to be fair. I think they're going to be fair. And if they're not, you know, you have to deal with it, right? You have to deal with it. But I just wanted to accept, and, you know, the only one he wanted to do it on basically CNN and another one agreed to.
Of course.
Two of them, I guess.
That's $40 billion.
So now, let's see the guy who wants to debate Donald Trump, y'all. Let's go ahead and just check out how witty and quick and sharp he is, y'all. Now, he got one job before we get to this raggedy speech he did at Morehouse. One job in these clips, y'all, and that is to properly read the acronym. Okay, y'all ready? So remember, regardless of what he says, just remember he got one job.
Two of them, I guess.
That's $40 billion in our Pacific Islands Infrastructure Initiative. We call it the PGPI anyways.
Oh, God. You can't pay. You got one job, Joe. One job. So, AANHPI. Slow it down. AANHPI, Joe. That's it. One job, man. Okay, let's hear it again.
There's $40 billion in our Pacific Islands Infrastructure Initiative. We call it the PI anyway.
He went straight backwards. We call it the PI anyway. He pulled it anyway. You see him pull it anyway, because I speak any old way I want to. There it is. Anyway, I said it's fine. But hey, that was just one try. There's a lot of letters. Okay. I'm sure Joe's going to get that together at some point.
It doesn't matter what we call it, but that's what it is.
Oh, it matters.
The AA, NH, and PI community, I stumble over myself here. You know what percentage of AA, Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders is in this industry?
The percentage of the AA, the AAA, the AA batteries. I need some, you know what? PYT, pretty young thing. Boy, this guy right here, man. Let's see if he can get through it. Here we go.
I want to say thank you to all those outstanding Black, Latinos, AAPI organizations, and to celebrate the indispensable partnerships that are strengthening by the deep family ties and heritage and the values reflected in the
AANHPI. Boy, this guy's dumpster juice. Man, I'm telling you. He is pure 100% trash. Shite. Stop putting that in the teleprompter. That's all I'm saying. The man can't say it. At what point do y'all realize it? This dude cannot say those letters. The acronym is too long. But hey, they're going to keep throwing him to the wolves.
And we secured the largest increase in Pell Grants in a decade.
Yeah.
It matters now nearly 40% of NHPI students.
Crooked letter I, crooked letter, MISS. Man, that guy's all over the place. Now, see, that would be one thing in the debate that I would do. I could respond to Joe Biden's last statement about me. However, I just have one request. Joe Biden, can you say AANHPI? Of course I can. Anyway. Joe, can you say it? You know what? That's not important, you white nationalist. You can't say it, can you, Joe? I can't say it. Say it, Joe. Crooked letter. Bingo was his name. Okay, I can't say it. I will break him. Just ask him to say the acronym. That's it. Oh,
Thank you. Also, the Asian Pacific American Institute of Congressional Studies for 30 years of empowering AAAIP leaders. We increased Pell Grants by $800 a year, the largest increase in a decade, which matters to 40% of the AA and NHPI students.
Oh, he's done. Stick a fork in that man right there. So now I'm waiting for them to swap him out. That's what I'm waiting for. Now, here he is getting buzzed out. He had 3 chances. He's that guy, that family member that would be on, the Family Feud, and they answer something real stupid, and the rest of the family got to still act like they're encouraging them. Name something that cats like to eat. Cream cheese. And everybody in the family be like, good answer. Good answer. And they're mad. They look at him like this. Good answer. Survey says, bam. And we all knew the bam was coming. We all knew it. But we couldn't say, that was the dumbest thing. You can't say that because they're family member. So yeah, Joe, I think he deserves this one too. There you go. So now let the pandering begin. Yes, let the games begun. Instead of the games, let the pandering begin. So here we go, y'all. He done showed up to a college and got the nerve to be trying to give them a speech. Now, in this speech, there is so much included in this. And it was so predictable. I knew as soon as they said he was going to be speaking, I said, okay, I could pretty much bank on the elements that they're going to include in this speech. And I was darn right. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get through this quickly as I can, just to highlight some of the stupid stuff that he said that burns me up. Starting off with this.
I got more Morehouse men in the White House telling me what to do than I know what to do. You all think I'm kidding, don't you?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So now all of a sudden you got more and more House men in the White House. I mean, this, I would love to call him to the carpet on that. How many? I don't know. What's a Morehouse man? You think that man knows that? He don't know who's working for him. He doesn't know who's working. It's unbelievable. He couldn't even say Ketanji Jackson's name. Ketanji John Jackson. Yeah, the one guy who runs the one department over there. So now here he is talking about how many Morehouse men he has. This is packed with nothing but pandering, identity politics, division, lies, manipulation, and really degrading black people's intelligence. I mean, this speech he gave, ooh, I was like, why y'all gotta pow right in the kisser.
You know I'm not. And it's the best thing that's happened to me. Scripture says, the prayers of a righteous man availeth much. And
now see, that's another one. Where's that scripture at, Joe? Don't know. They wrote it on the teleprompter, so I just read it. So now here's Joe quoting scriptures. As if Joe's down there on those crooked, bony knees praying.
in Augusta, Georgia, a righteous man once enslaved set foot for freedom. The story goes, he feared no evil. He walked through the valley of the shadow of death on his way north.
Now, two things in this speech already I'm starting to see. See, I look for things like this, deeper meanings, really why? Because remember, Democrats, when they put things together, it's very strategic. It is always designed to manipulate people's mind, okay? So now, first thing he's doing is taking us back in time that is kind of irrelevant at this point. All right, let's go all the way back in history. Let's go back and tie Black history with spirituality. So I'm going to go ahead and say, I assume Black people like church. They like the Bibles and all of that stuff. And then I'm going to go back in a time where really you can't bring what these people did and what they went through up to the point now to try to encourage these young Black men to go forth and be successful. You're trying to take their mentality back during a time where you don't need to push this crap all the time. So instead of coming out talking about where you are now as a man, where you want to be as a man, some of the elements of being a man, not a Black man. See, it always comes down to this. So now, obviously you're speaking to a Black church, Black college. So everything has to be Black. Everything got to be Black. It can't just be you as a man. Secondly, it has to tie back to some oppression or some error when we were oppressed. And then thirdly, I got to bring in spiritual stuff because the rumor is you Black folks like your Bibles and your clapping and your spiritual and your Bible quotes and things like that. So now they're trying to condense all of these elements into this. And I see him walking through this and I'm going, I wonder how many people in this audience is catching what he's doing. Because I did. Let's check it out.
To free soil in Philadelphia, a Baptist minister. He walked with faith in his soul, power on the steps of his feet to glory. But after the Union won the war, he knew his prayers availed him freedom that was not his alone. And so this righteous man, Richard Coulter, returned home, his feet weary, his spirit in no ways tired. 157.
Y'all see that one? No ways tired. Eyes don't feel, no ways tired. So now a Black Baptist minister back in the day after the Union won and all this stuff, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, you mean after the Democrats lost? That's what you're saying? Now I'm wondering if you would add all of these elements if you were speaking to a predominantly white college. That's why Democrats usually can't show up and speak to predominantly white colleges, because where's the pandering? You can't slide some of that in. There's no political benefit to that. See, what are you going to do? Get up there and give a speech about slavery, racism, and how many Black folks are being shot and killed, speaking to an all-white audience? Now you got to actually use some substance. Now you got to appeal to their intellect. You can't use the history of white folks and stuff. So that's why they don't go there. They can't benefit off of that. They can't give positive, encouraging speeches without it being surrounded and just dipped in all kind of identity politics. So now, instead of just inspire me on the merits, the inner motivation, the characteristics, the intrinsic desire, the achievements, the accomplishments, visions of the future, all of these things, elements of just being a man, I got to take you back into the days where it was, soon I will be done. Do you think all these black young men are, historians? You think all you do is throw out a couple of examples of things that black folks did in history, and what is that supposed to do for them now? It disgustes me, man. And I knew this was happening. Here we go.
Years ago, you all know the story, but the rest of the world doesn't and should. In the basement of a Baptist church in Augusta, he and two other ministers, William Jefferson White and Edmund Turney, planted the seeds of something revolutionary. And it was at the time. A school to help formerly enslaved men enter the ministry.
Formerly enslaved men. So, Mr. Historian, who were enslaving all those men? Who were fighting to keep those men in slavery? What party was responsible for that, Mr. Historian? Hey, you should know it. You should know that it was Democrats who were doing it. But he left that tidbit of history out.
Education would be the great equalizer from slavery to freedom, an institution of higher learning.
Who fought against that education? That's what I want to know, Mr. Historian. Who fought against those black folks and pushed segregation? Oh, don't want my kids growing up in a racial jungle. Now, isn't it amazing how the Democrats have come up with a plan to make minorities oftentimes overlook this type of racist past in some of these Democrats' lives and the history of the Democrat Party. And here this nasty, stinking segregationist is up here speaking at an all-black college. Now, granted, some of them turned their back on him while he was speaking, but that was because of Palestine and not because of this dude was shaking hands with Robert Byrd, talking about he was a mentor, talking about don't want my kids growing up in a racial jungle. Yeah, it's not because of the real reasons why they should be going throw mud on this dude. Hey, you might as well brought Robert Byrd to speak at the dang on thing. This is the same guy that said, if you don't know who you're voting for by now, then you ain't black. And yet they bring him to a black college. And that's the kind of stuff that makes me go, rip my shirt and start going green.
It'll become Morehouse College. And again, I thank your families and your friends who helped you get here, because they made sacrifices for you as well. This graduation day is a day for generations, a day of joy, a day earned, not given. We gather on this Sunday morning.
Here we go.
Because if we're in church, perhaps it would be this reflection.
Some church
stuff. It would be a reflection about resurrection and redemption. Remember, Jesus was buried on Friday, and it was Sunday. On Sunday, he rose again.
So now he's about to wrap all of this up into this analogy about Saturday. Okay, he's about to surround all of this stupidity in this whole notion of what do you do during Saturday? Saturday is the tough day, the day that they all were sitting back, even though there's discrepancies in the actual date that Jesus passed and when he rose and all that stuff. But still, we all know he died and rose, okay, 3 days. So now here he is talking about something. But Saturday. Now, here's this man bringing in faith. He's bringing in Christianity. He's bringing in Jesus. He's bringing in redemption. And these folks, every one of their policies slaps the Bible right in the face. These are the same folks who was okay with spying on Christians. I mean, these are the same folks, man. It burns me up that they use the Bible and you're going, just don't use it. I mean, even if you are a raggedy Christian, don't go around with the Bible on your shoulder and always talking about here, the Bible saying you need to. How about you get right before you start quoting scriptures and trying to sling them out there? But they weaponize it. They use this. And I'm saying you're using it with real horrible intent. So now you want to manipulate people with scriptures.
But we don't talk enough about Saturday. When his disciples fell, all hope was lost. In our lives, in the lives of the nation, we have those Saturdays to bear witness the day before glory, seeing people's pain and not looking away.
So now I see right now, at this point, if I'm in the audience, I see the direction. Already got the eagle eye on. I'm already waiting and anticipating because I know the nature of the Democrat Party. They're always going to lean and guide straight towards some divisiveness, some racism, some sexism, some xenophobia. I'm going to insert politics into a speech to encourage black men to go out and be successful. This is a political speech once again. Can't just let them have their day. Can't just sit back and encourage them based on where we are right now as a country and say, look, man, you're not a victim or you wouldn't even be through college. You wouldn't be sitting here in front of me. But watch what he does.
What work is done on Saturday to move pain to purpose? How can faith get a man, get a nation?
Here it comes.
Through what was to come. Here's what my faith has taught me.
You ain't got no faith.
I was the first Biden to ever graduate from college.
Oh, here we go.
Taking out loans, my dad and my...
Joey was a victim, struggled,
to get me there. My junior year, spring break, I fell in love at first sight, literally.
Now, was that after you would go ahead and get the incense out? I'd do the incense in the morning. I was working, mass and all that stuff. And I would leave and run down to the black church where I would sing hymns and make sure I shout and dance like the Blues Brothers. And then right after that, then I would go. Was that during that time, Joey?
You're a woman I adored. I graduated from law school in her hometown. I got married and took a job in a law firm in my hometown.
Here it comes.
Wilmington, Delaware. But then everything changed.
Pander alert.
One of my heroes, and he was my hero, a Baptist minister, Morehouse man, Dr. Martin Luther King. In April of my law school graduation year, he was...
Can we have any speech to black folks without bringing up Martin Luther King? Is that the sum total of us? Everything revolves around Martin Luther King? Oh, boy. Excuse me. It's allergy season for me. Yeah. I'm trying to sneeze out all of the stinking liberalism that's floating around. So now, here we go. Martin Luther King again. Let's bring him up. And I'm sure some, civil rights. I worked and moved and I was in support of civil rights. It's coming.
Murder. My city of Wilmington, and we were a great shame, a slave state, and we were segregated. Delaware erupted into flames when he was assassinated, literally. Dr. King's legacy had a profound impact on me and my generation, whether you're black or white.
Now see, this is what burns me up. It's why must you bring up Martin Luther King, civil rights, slavery, when you're speaking to all black folks? That is not the sum of black people. Do we have any current black leaders, examples? Do we always got to go back to an era when the country was divided and riddled with racism because of the Democrats? Do we always got to go back there? You can't talk about Ben Carson. Can't talk about Clarence Thomas. You can't talk about some of the positive things that black people have done since then that has nothing to do with being oppressed, having to overcome racism. And it is so degrading. That's why I would be mad sitting here listening to this. Like, let me guess, I'm sure some Martin Luther King is going to come up. Some slavery is going to come up. Us overcoming, we shall love. You want us to sing that, Joe? You want us to all sing that? Come on, everybody. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. Is that what you want, Joe? You want the mind of all these black people thinking like it is 1940, between 1940 and 1960. It's unreal. So now everything that he's talking about revolves around black struggle, black history, all of this stuff.
I left a fancy law firm I had just joined and decided to become a public defender.
Why, Joe?
And then a county councilman working to change our state's politics.
From what, Joe?
to embrace the cause of civil rights.
Is that why? Is that why you said you didn't want your kids growing up in a racial jungle? Is that why you did it, Joey? Is that why you were hanging around with Robert the Bird? Huh? Because you wanted to fight against, injustice. You was fighting for civil rights, Joey. Huh? It's unreal. These nasty stinking. That's why I call him dumpster juice. Absolute dumpster juice. And he's pouring it all over this audience. And I hope the majority of them ain't drinking it.
I know 4 years ago, as some of your speakers have already mentioned,
Here we
it felt
go.
like one of those Saturdays.
Here we go. Now here's coming, y'all. Now he's going to bring the past oppression to the future, or should I say the present no oppression. Okay. And who better else to use this no oppression than who?
The pandemic robbed you of so much.
No, Joe, y'all did.
Some of you lost loved ones.
Yeah.
Mothers, fathers, brothers.
Yeah, because Democrats made sure they locked your grandparents and stuff inside of nursing homes and wouldn't let you come visit them. Locked your kid in school. Made folks stay in the crib. Democrats did that.
The sisters who aren't able to be here to celebrate with you today.
Raise baiting alert.
School graduation. You started college just as George Floyd was murdered.
Oh. Dun, 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 started college when George Floyd was murdered. How much George Floyd can we take? You don't want to talk about the autopsy results that shows that he wasn't murdered? You don't want to talk about that, Joe? You don't want to talk about the characteristics of that man? Is he an inspiration to those young black men? Or was he just a guy in the wrong place at the wrong time with too much drugs in his system and ended up dying because of it? And Democrats saw an opportunity to make him appear to be some type of hero to black people. And now you hang your hat every time you speak on George Floyd, and I'm sure some J6 is coming as well. But now here we go. George Floyd.
And there was a reckoning on race.
That was made by you guys. Black folks weren't running around talking about that we need a reckoning. A situation happened. The whole country condemned it. And y'all said, that's not good enough. We need division. The other folks that condemned it, they didn't really condemn it because they're the white nationalists and stuff that supports Trump. And then divided the country again. And up jumped the boogie with all of these riots. And then all of these changes and all of this wokeness that jumped up. All of this crap. Democrats inserted this. Yeah, they ain't going coming out with dashikis, kente cloths or whatever they're called, talking about some let's get down and act like we're praying and acknowledging George Floyd's death. And I thank you for your sacrifice, George Kirby, and all of that. These raggedy Democrats did that mess, and he's bringing it up again. And he doesn't even bring up, okay, what was the result of all of that mayhem? So George Floyd died. The question becomes, we had cities tore up, Black Lives Matter, rip off a whole bunch of people and steal the money. And then, obviously become revealed as a Marxist dang on organization that all of y'all supported. And what? Black neighborhoods still trash. Money never made it to him. So, okay, he died. Now what? So what? Now what? What did all of your divisiveness, accomplish? Nothing. Oh, political. That's all it was. Vote for us because George Floyd died, and we're going to beat that horse to death.
It's natural to wonder. Democracy you hear about actually works for you.
Here it comes.
What is
democracy actually works for you? See, this is the crap. So now they bring this nasty buzzard up there to now pollute the minds of all of these young men. To make them think that democracy doesn't work for them. Actually, I feel like democracy doesn't work for me, Joe. And I'm a black man, but not because of what you're saying. It's because you Democrats are tampering with it and trying to remove it from not just me, but conservatives. And they try to pretend as if this is a black and white issue. Really, it's not. It's a conservative and liberal issue. It's a culture war. That's what it really comes down to. It's patriots and folks that don't really love patriotism like they should, and they think they could use them to fight against the folks who see through these communists trying to destroy democracy. And the best way to do it is racism, George Floyd, all of this mess. Breonna Taylor.
Democracy. If black men are being killed in the street, what is democracy?
Black men are being killed on the street. What is democracy? From what, Joe? See, this is the crap that I wouldn't be able to hold my tongue. Wouldn't be able to hold my tongue if I was sitting in there. So black men are being killed on the street. What is democracy? First of all, what does democracy have to do with black men being killed on the street? Number two, these black men allegedly that are being killed on the street, are you suggesting that they're all victims like George Floyd? They were all just attacked and killed. Because what I'm seeing is the stats show that a whole bunch of black men are killed by other black men, Joe. So you're talking about that, but see, you want to be vague. You want to be vague. You want to bring up a sore topic like George Floyd and then say a statement like black men are being killed in the street, hoping that the connection would be made from, wait, George Floyd was killed, even though most of them don't know really why George Floyd died, because they're never going to come out and retract that and say George Floyd really died because of a drug overdose. They gonna say that. They gonna say that. So they want these young men to believe that, yeah, like LeBron Dumb James got up there and said, man, every day, black men is being hunted down in the street by police and killed every day. And I'm going, you big, tall, dumb for nothing. That's a big dummy right there. That's one big dummy. That's the biggest dummy I've seen. You know, out there saying every day black men are hunted down by police and killed. And the year that he said it, I said the prior year, the total of black men that were shot unarmed was 9. 9 men. And out of that, I think maybe like 6 or 7 of those officers went to jail. And the other one, no, 2 went to jail. And the rest were actually legit. Those were legit shootings. So I'm thinking the same amount of people that got struck by lightning, that's being, every day. Or are you talking about every day when black folks are being shot and killed in East St. Louis? Yeah. Huh? Maybe that over there in Chicago. Are you talking about those black men, Joe? In S-hole ran Democrat shite cities? So don't be talking about just the democracy and black men are being killed every day in the streets. By who, Joe? White nationalists? That's what you want these kids to believe. See, I would snatch my kid out of this speech and say, I don't want you sitting here getting your mind polluted by this white nationalist up here who is abusing your ignorance.
The trail of broken promises still leave black communities behind. What is
broken promises by Democrats? Because if Democrats kept their promises to the black community wouldn't vote for Democrats. They need to keep those promises broken to keep black folks voting. Keep them broken to keep them voting. There it is. I made a rhyme out of it. Put that on a shirt. Keep the promises broken to keep black folks voting. That's what they do. Yeah. All right. This time we're going to do this and we're going to get you out of here and we're going to make sure and it's going to be equality and this and that and reparations and stuff.
Democracy. You have to be 10 times better than anyone else to get a fair shot.
Oh, God. So now, you're going to let your kids sit there and be hit with that after you go through 4 years plus. And now this stinking dirtball gets up here and say, hey, you got to be 10 times better to even get it. Football to the groin. That's what he needs. Double football to the groin. I think every professional quarterback should throw a football right into his groin at once. Listen to this nasty dude. So now, that just busts my bubble. What kind of encouragement is this? What? I made it through 4 years and now I got to be 10 times better just to get a job? Boy, let's continue. I'm sorry. This one bothered me.
Most of all, what does it mean? As you've heard before, to be a black man who loves his country, even if it doesn't love him back in equal measure.
Y'all hear that? Be a black man that loves his country, even though if it don't love you black in its own measure. Okay. So we got a black president. We done had a black president, black female vice president. We got black doctors, astronauts, pilots, all kind of stuff, lawyers, entertainment. White people look at some of the black entertainers and envy them, want to be them. All this stuff, all of the progress we made. I mean, some black folks are looked at as icons and idols and all of this stuff. I mean, just think about the most famous black folks right now. Do you see protests coming about out there from white people saying they hate these people? They don't want these people shouldn't have this type of fame, this type of success because they're black. Nobody's out here trying to hate on black people's success or accomplishments. They're not even criticizing it unless they're Democrats and they're fulfilling DEI and they're using that crap to get ahead when they're not qualified and they're politicized. Other than that, let your talent shine. Most likely, folks will praise you. People that watch my channel, it's not predominantly black folks that watch me, but I don't hear no white folks hating on me just because I'm black. You shouldn't have that many subscribers. I can't believe that man is successful. We don't appreciate you. In fact, I get more appreciation. The words that you guys say, the things that you guys do, I'm going, wow, I feel appreciated. That's one of the motivations to make me keep going. But yet you listen to Joe. You're looking over your shoulder every 5 seconds as a black person. You assume that no white person wants to see you get ahead, be successful. But I'm telling you, kick in the groin. Forget the football. I need the steel toe boot. Oh, I despise creepy alert is coming.
To show you democracy is still the way. The black men are being killed in the street. We bear witness. For me, that means to call out the poison of white supremacy.
Dun, 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 dun. Did you hear that one? Y'all hear that? By this douchebag, this nasty shriveled up prune, this raisin. So now here he is. I knew it was coming. This was my despised Joe moment.
Democracy is still the way. The black men are being killed in the street. We bear witness.
I want to get him into a room where I can ask him some follow-up questions to these statements. That's what I want. I would love. See, don't give me a platform. See, they'll never let me interview somebody like this, like Charlemagne, this insane. Give me that opportunity. Hey, creepy. I saw you give a speech in Morehouse, and you said democracy. Black men are being killed in the street. What black men are you talking about? Are you talking about just the ones that randomly every blue moon that are shot by a cop? Or are you talking about the vast number of them that are shot every weekend and throughout the week in predominantly black neighborhoods ran by Democrats? Are you talking about those guys? First of all, that would be my first question. Okay. Then what was the second part of this lie he just said? White supremacy.
For me, that means to call out the poison of white supremacy.
Are these black people being killed by white supremacists? Now, do you understand how divisive and evil this speech is right here? So now he's telling all these black men that somehow, mysteriously, all of these black men that are being killed, mostly by black men though, but somehow he just jumped straight into call out white supremacy. As if all of the black men killed that we probably could go through the whole year and pull up a good maybe, 700-800 that was killed by other black men. Yeah, you would think they were all hunted down and killed by white supremacists. Now, how divisive is this? You want to leave this in the mind of all these young black men. That is why this man should have never been chosen to speak. I don't know who made that decision. Democrats probably called and said, we're losing black men. Please, we'll make it worth your while if you let Joe come in there and vomit up all of this divisive language, statements, ideas, beliefs into your men to keep them on the plantation. You want success? You want us to elevate you? Thanks for being an overseer here at your college, even though these young black men didn't even want this guy to come, many of them. But somebody made the choice to let him come in and poison the minds of these young black men. So now all of a sudden, white supremacy is an issue. And I'm saying, where are these white supremacists? Excuse me. Tell me, Joe, what are the elements that we should be looking for? Why are we able to walk around and not see all these white supremacists? Where are they invading all these neighborhoods at, Joe? Huh? Are they coming in on sheets? Are they coming in cars? Are they dressing up like gang members to do their killing of other black men? I need to know what is going on with these white supremacists that you're lying to these young men about. Man, that's why he stinks. Ugh.
Throughout systemic racism. I stood up for George Floyd's family.
Didn't even know his name. I stood up with George. Remember he was talking about George. When George, then they put George on that curb. Couldn't remember his last name. Full of pandering. Filled up with panderism.
To help create a country, we don't need to have that talk with your son or grandson as they get pulled over.
We don't need to have that talk. And the more you keep lying to folks saying we need to have that talk, the more you're making black men suspicious of the police when they pull them over. The more you keep emphasizing that, hey, make sure you let your black sons know that every cop wants to drag him out the car for no reason just because he's black and just start beating him and maybe possibly kill him. Now, what do you think that creates in young black men in 2024? We ain't talking 1950. I mean, I'm old enough to know. I went down south when I was probably about 11 or 12. And my father was like, look, man, we in the area. Don't be, looking certain folks in the eye like you know what I mean? We don't know what's going on down here in South Carolina. So I get that. But it was straight out of the 60s. It was a couple years into the 70s. So I get that. But now, I mean, I need Joe to find me the area or state that we have a lot of white supremacist police officers pulling folks over just because they black, getting them out the car and busting their headlights, dragging them into jail on some whatever. I need to know that. Where the black folks are like, shh, now you just sit quiet there. They coming to the car now. When they tell us to roll down the window, we say, yes, boss, is there a problem? Where is this happening? Right about now, every cop in America is scared to death. You pull somebody over and they roll down the window. Man, why you pull me over? I thought, easy. I know it's inconvenience, but you actually ran over a lady that was pushing her buggy. And we didn't really want to disturb you because you're black. But we said we better at least question him and see. Maybe he wasn't looking. It couldn't be his fault. Did you see the lady with the buggy? Yeah, I saw her. I seen her. And? Well, that clears it up. Sometimes you got to run an old lady in a buggy over. There you go. Carry on. Okay, angry black man. That Joe Biden has convinced that every cop that pulls you over wants to drag you out your car and beat you. This stuff right here breeds that mentality. Instead of just saying, look, young men, period, not white, black, or whatever, respect authority, be level-headed, practice conflict resolution, don't escalate things because you got an attitude and a chip on your shoulder. Be respectful, and if you got a problem with the way they're handling things, then you handle it later. But what you don't be, man, I ain't getting my ex, nah, this some bull crap. That's the first thing that will get you snatched out of a car real quick, white or black. But yep, Joe Biden.
Instead of a trail of broken promises, We're investing more money than ever in black families and black communities.
Lies.
We're reconnecting black neighborhoods cut off by old highways and decades of disinvestment that no one cared about the community. We've delivered checks and pockets to reduce black child poverty, the lowest rate in history. Removing every lead pipe in America so every child can drink clean water without fear of brain damage and can't afford to.
Now, you think he would be saying this to a all-white college audience? Everything he is talking about deals with being disadvantaged, deals with being oppressed, deals with being poor, underprivileged, the woe is me. No excitement, no, hey, me and my father and my mother, we never had to worry about our lights being cut off. We always had nice internet service. We actually live in a good neighborhood. He's just talking to this audience as if they all can relate to all of this stuff he's talking about. Where people can have internet service and people can have jobs and people can have... These could be normal things to these young men. He don't know. But remember, every group of black folks are oppressed. So now I got to bring up some of the worst things in our society. Some of the things that every black person should assume. Yeah, I guess we all going through that.
Remove the lead pipes themselves.
Lead pipes.
Live in affordable high-speed internet.
We can't get high-speed internet.
No child has to sit in their parents' car and do their homework.
Gotta sit in our parents' car. You know what? Kick him in his nuts. Forget the growing. Kick him in his nuts. That's how I feel about it. Man, I want those nuts to shoot straight out of his nose. So now this guy right here is talking about some high-speed internet, and then so now I guess Mama, I can't do my history lesson because we ain't got no internets and stuff. Well, honey, you do have a high-powered phone with 5G on it, but hey, let's go ahead and go down to McDonald's so you can crack open your laptop and go to work on it. And yet nobody's yelling at this dude in the audience. I would be like, boo, bleep. Bullshit. Bull. So now we can't get internet. We can't get jobs. I know their heads are dropping lower and lower as he speaks. And we got to be 10 times better than everybody else. Oh, boy. Anybody got an old Negro spiritual? Rocking my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Soon we will be done. The troubles of the world. Man, this is a horrible speech.
Out of McDonald's. Instead of forcing you to prove you're 10 times better.
Forcing you? You're 10 times better. Who's doing that? How are you gauging this, Joe? So now you're just throwing out statements to inflame and divide our country. Standard folk, who's forcing them, Joe? Who are these people? See, you create this mysterious boogeyman. Just make sure it's not directed at you, though. It's not us. We're not the ones out there forcing you to prove you're 10 times better. In fact, we'd take you 10 times worse. Because for us, it's all about you being black and angry. It's all about you just being a minority, a woman of color, gay, lesbian, trans, you name it. We'll take you. What? You don't know nothing about politics? Don't worry. Oh, you got eyelashes that look like spaghetti or linguine hanging off your face? It's okay. You don't know what a woman is? Absolutely. We like your kind. Long as you're angry and mad and willing to race bait, we'll take you. We're taking activists. So now here this guy is trying to say, I'm sorry, Gizmo. Gizmo's looking at me like, are you angry, Kevin? No, Daddy's just, well, yes. Daddy's angry at creepy sleepy. That's what he is. It's okay. I'm not mad at you. You got that look like, did I do something? No, it's creepy again. We're almost done. We're almost done. All right, let me get finished with this. The more I listen to this, the madder I get.
We're breaking down doors so you have 100 times more opportunities. Good paying jobs you can raise a family on in your neighborhood. Capital to start small business and loans to buy homes. Health insurance, prescription drugs, housing. That's more affordable and accessible.
Now, do you think these folks are capable of even giving a commencement speech to white folks? What would they tell them? All right, you guys need high-speed internet and your kids can't read And you know what? Your kids probably don't know what computers are, and white kids are being killed in the street every day. Wait, yeah, that's not working. Racism and white supremacy, and you know what? You can get jobs, and you're forced to be 10 times better than. What would they even tell a white audience? You know, I mean, and I wonder why a lot of white folks feel like we can't even support the Democrat Party because we're full-blown left out. If they did speak to a white audience, they would be probably trying to tell them to check their whiteness. You know what? You got to also recognize your white privilege. And if I was you, I'd go out and give your car and house to a black person and we'd pay reparations. And I wonder why they're losing votes across the board in every demographic. Because this is the kind of trash they traffic in. They traffic in trash.
I'm relieving the burden of student debt. Many of you have already had the benefit of it. So
here comes the promises, the fake promises.
Grow the economy.
Now listen to this.
The Supreme Court told me I couldn't. I found 2 other ways to do it. I was able to do it.
So the Supreme Court told him he couldn't do that, but he found a way to do it. But you couldn't find a way to shut down that border, right, Joe? We're still looking into it. Don't know if we can do anything about it now. It's out of my hands. But yet you found a way to go ahead and bypass what the Supreme Court said when it come down to relieving student debt. So some more pandering, buying votes, basically.
Because it grows the economy. And I, in addition to the original $7 billion investment in HBCUs, I'm investing $16 billion more dollars. More in our history. Because you're vital to our nation.
Good. I'm seeing a lot of brothers in there with their arms folded. Seeing a lot of brothers in there just looking down. And I'm glad. But then you get a lot of them just standing up for nothing.
Most HBCUs don't have the endowments. The jobs of the future require sophisticated laboratories, sophisticated opportunity on campus.
Now, aren't we glad Trump financed them for years to come? Aren't we?
We're opening doors so you can walk into a life of generational wealth, to be providers and leaders for your families and communities. Today, record numbers of Black Americans have jobs, health insurance, and more than ever. Democracy is also about hearing and heeding your generation's call to a community free of gun violence and a planet free of climate crisis.
What the heck is that? First of all, environment free of gun violence. Now you're talking, Joe. But are you talking about those SL-ran Democrat cities? That's what you're talking about, Joe? And what black neighborhood is worried about climate? That's what I want to know. That is probably not even on the radar for the average black person. I would say I might be able to find like 2 or 3. And they might be full-blown liberalized. Yeah, I'm concerned about the environment. And if somebody asks you, okay, Kev, should we be conscious about the environment? I'm sure we should. Should we be worried about it? No. Okay, that's a difference. But anyway, not to joke. These are important things for black people.
And showing your power to change the world. But also know,
here it comes.
Some of you ask, what is democracy?
Here we go.
We can't stop wars that break out and break our hearts.
Y'all getting ready? He's about to shift right into, let me address why I'm losing all of these young black folks who, for whatever reason, then felt they need to pick up the mantle and bear the burden of Palestine right about now. See, so we're losing a lot of young black folks who, for whatever reason, is like, yeah, with the atrocities going on in Palestine and the dang on genocide and all of the radical Islam of Islamic folk running around and white folks, college folks, basically, radical college folks. They're losing that vote. And he knew it going into this. So watch him throw them a nugget. Y'all ready for this? Built in to the cake. Let me go ahead and pander to them too.
In a democracy, we debate and dissent about America's role in the world. I want to say this very clearly.
Here we go.
I support peaceful nonviolent protest. Your voices should be heard. And I promise you I hear them. I determined to make my administration look like America. I have more African Americans in high places, including on the court, than any president in American history.
So, what are you talking about? So, does that make, just because you got black folks in your administration, does that represent America? Does that look like America? Is that, diversity of thoughts and ideas? Because you wouldn't have those black folks or any minority or any person in your cabinet or as a Democrat if they didn't have stinking thinking, if they didn't all think exactly like you guys, if they were not all activists. You think they're going to elevate a free thinker? And if they find out you're one, they would disown you real quick. But here he is talking about something. Well, I got the most African American people and it's in the court and all of this stuff are they qualified? But nonetheless, here he is. And of course, here we go into Palestine.
Because I need the input. What's happening in Gaza
I need
is
input.
heartbreaking.
Please.
Hamas's vicious attack on Israel, killing innocent lives and holding people hostage.
So now, I'm going to try to throw a bone to Israel, and I'm going to try to appease all of the radicals that are supporting Palestine. Because I'm a flip-flopper, because I have no spine, and because somebody wrote this speech and said, you're losing young people, you're losing folks that are mad over this Palestinian thing, but you don't want to lose the Jews either. You don't want to lose them. So how can we capitulate and try to straddle the fence here instead of having a backbone and taking a stance one way or another?
I was there 9 days after. Sent pictures of tying a mother and a daughter in a rope, pouring kerosene on them, burning them, and watching as they died. Innocent Palestinians caught in the middle of all of this. Men, women, and children killed.
But those protesters only are hearing that second part. Innocent Palestinians caught in the middle of this. That whole part about little boys or little kids being tied up with their mother and burned alive, you don't hear them on those campuses talking about that. You don't hear them on those campuses talking about free the hostages. It's all free Palestine. So it's obvious that they, for whatever reason, are not concerned about what started this whole situation and all of the innocent lives that were lost that day. But Joe, right now, he's trying to straddle the fence. Once again, here we go.
Are displaced, in desperate need of water, food, and medicine. It's a humanitarian crisis in Gaza. That's why I've called for an immediate ceasefire. An immediate ceasefire to stop the fighting. Bring the hostages home. And I've been working on a deal as we speak.
No, you ain't. You've been working on a way to appease both groups. You've been working on a way to straddle that fence. Yeah, you sitting there going, I'm working on a way to try to get reelected. Because right now I'm taking it to the chin in Michigan and with young voters. So I got to pretend that I'm trying to negotiate a ceasefire and pretend that I'm caring about the folks in Palestine and stuff like that, even if I have to stop the money to go to Israel. Yeah, I'm willing to do all of that for votes. That's what I'm doing it for. And he tries to act like he's doing these things out of sincerity, and I see right through him.
Working around the clock to lead an international effort to get more aid into Gaza, rebuild Gaza. I'm also working around the clock for more than just one ceasefire.
You're not working around the clock to do nothing.
Working to build a lasting, durable peace. Because the question is, and you see what's going on in Israel today, what after? What after Hamas? What happens then? What happens in Gaza? What rights do the Palestinian people have? I'm working to make sure we finally get a two-state solution, the only solution, for two people to live in peace, security, and dignity.
Well, that's not going to happen. You already know that. But now let's close out as he finishes making a complete ass out of himself.
Face complicated, tough moments. In these moments, you listen to others, but you'll have to decide, guided by knowledge, conviction, principle, and your own moral compass.
Here we go.
The desire to know what freedom is, what it can be, is the heart and soul of why this college was founded in the first place. Proving that a free nation is born in the hearts of men.
Look at all those. Free Palestine out there.
That's the magic of Morehouse. That's the magic of America.
Yeah.
But let's be clear.
Here we go.
What happens to you and your family
is what?
When old ghosts in new garments seize power. Extremists come for the freedoms you thought.
Now, I didn't think you were going to Morehouse to speak about Trump to speak about extremists, basically conservatives. I didn't think that's what you were there for. I didn't think you were there to push politics. But watch this funky fool go ahead and start talking about extremists and all the things that we're trying to stop, y'all. And we're attacking these young black men and all of their democracy, and we're trying to roll back all their rights and stuff.
Belong to you and everyone. Today in Georgia, they won't allow water to be available to you while you wait in line to vote in an election.
Did you hear that lie? Did you hear the lie? Today in Georgia. Now, these folks who are ignorant, if they are, will walk out of there thinking that some mysterious extremist white nationalist down in Georgia is like, get that water out your hand, boy. What's wrong with you? What in the heck is wrong with you? You ain't allowed to drink the white man's water. That's for the white man over there. You hear the lie?
What in the hell is that all about?
Yeah. What is that? What in the hell is that all about? That lie you just told. That's what I want to know.
I'm serious.
No, you're not. You're seriously lying.
And then the constant attacks on black election workers who count your vote.
Football to the groin, y'all. Tax on black. Everything about this speech is divisive. Everything about this is to keep them in a victimized mentality. Now we got attack on black election votes counters or whatever. See, where's the evidence of this? What are you referring to, Joe? Just saying stuff that they done put in the speech.
Insurrectionists who stormed the Capitol with Confederate flags are called patriots by some.
I can't even say the things that are running through my mind. It might get me in trouble. But I'm going to tell you right now, I despise this man. I despise him, like with every fiber in me, because I know the damage that he is doing by saying this stuff. He is spitting out venom. He is no different than a snake. And I'm talking about a viper. I'm talking about one of the most dangerous snakes, a black mamba. You wouldn't tolerate one of those. You stump on the head real quick. And what I mean by that is get him out of here. Vote this dude so far out. I want this to be a landslide like never before, even if they cheat. That's how bad I want it. Because this man is up here telling folks that white supremacists and MAGA folks and the Capitol, this shouldn't be a political speech. Yeah, this shouldn't be an attempt. And see, that's what I'm saying. As soon as they brought this dude in, I knew this is not to encourage these young black men to be all that you can be. This is to go out there and trash Trump, trash conservatives, bring up white nationalism, racism, convince these young black men that they're victims, keep them in a victimized mentality. That's what the whole speech was for. Worst college graduation speech of all time, and I've not even heard all of them. I haven't even heard no more than 3 or 4 in my life. But I guarantee you this is the worst. Guarantee you.
Not in my house.
Shut up, Joe.
Black police officers, black veterans protecting the Capitol were called another word, as you recall.
No, we all saw the video. They did the research. There's no video of that big dude who just lost his election that was running. They called me. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, see. All right, there we go. I was in the Capitol, and I saw this woman. She had on pink and a pink MAGA hat, and she said, "This N-word voted for Biden." Then all of them just said, "Let's all have that N-word voted for Biden party," and they all started saying that N-word voted for Biden. Hurt me deep. Hurt me real deep. Now I'm going to go down to Florida with my circuit mouse. That's what I'm going to do. So the Green Mile up there lying. We saw the video. There was nobody running around with no pink hat, yelling, calling this dude the N-word, but here's Joe. Now, do you know how divisive that is? Certain lies carry so much damage. These are irreversible lies because nobody is going to rush in to clear that lie up with these young men. They will walk away thinking that that's what happened in 2024 up at the Capitol. That's why I call him dumpster juice.
They also say out loud, these other groups, immigrants poison the blood of our country.
Another lie.
Like the grand wizard and fascist said in the past.
Oh, man, he needs to kick in the groins. Kick in the groins. Boy, this guy, man. I can't even believe they didn't, like, throw mud on this dude after this. This is a horrible speech. This is up there with the devil's speech. The one with the red background. When I heard this speech, man, I was going, man, who proved this? Who did y'all think anything differently? Did y'all think he was going to come in and be uplifting, encouraging, fair, leave politics out, but yet always talking about, our politics are too divisive. It's too much debate. And yet you get up there and you say crap like this.
But you know and I know, we all bleed the same color.
Shut up with that.
In America, we're all created equal. Extremists close the doors of opportunity.
The extremists close the door of opportunity. Who are these extremists and what doors are you referring to? See, these are questions that this man doesn't have to answer. Democrats get away with this crap constantly. So extremists, who are the extremists? Who are the oppressors? Anybody who don't vote for us? Or some just fictionary character or entity, just like systemic racism. We don't want you to be able to identify it, locate it, and deal with it. Because then that'll solve a problem. We need it to be an ongoing problem. So we'll just keep throwing this stuff out for the next 20, 30 years as if we made no progress. And there's still this boogeyman out here that's making you have to be 10% better than other people, makes you have to go through all these hoops just to be looked at as equal. All of this crap, these lies and deception that this dude's dropping out, what I see is Satan in a robe right there. There you go. That's about as bad as you can get besides dumpster juice. He is Diablos personified right now. Yeah, the dang on Diablos, the devil is speaking through this man.
Write down affirmative action. Attack the values of diversity, equality, and inclusion. I never thought when I was graduating in 1968, as your honoree just was, we talked about, I never thought I'd be a president at a time when there's a national effort to ban books. Not to write history, but to erase history.
Look at that. The folks who erased the whole history of the Democrats and what they did to our country. The folks that never accept that the Democrats actually were responsible for a lot of the crap I'm using now in my speech. All of that. Who won the Civil War and then came up and freed from slavery and fought for education. And listen, all that took place because the Democrat Party was fighting against all of these principles, all of these freedoms, all of this equality, all of this education. And then when they couldn't beat the system, when they couldn't stop it, they said, well, let's join it. Let's go ahead and control it. Hey, if we are going to let these black folks enjoy a little bit of freedom, let's control it. Let's limit it. Let's limit their freedom. Let's limit their resources and us become the supplier of all of it and get them looking at us like we are the providers for you guys and we're fighting for you guys. And make sure we show up at their events right here and say stuff like this, demonize some mysterious boogeyman, long as that boogeyman don't have a D in front of his title. Anybody without a D or don't vote for Democrats, that's your boogeyman. How are they actually doing this to you? Don't know. You want me to explain? Can't. Trust us though. These things are happening.
They don't see you in the future of America.
You nasty.
But they're wrong.
He just said, all these extremists, all these folks who want to ban history books and stuff and black history and stuff. We don't see them in the future in America. What? This is 2024, and we got a nasty, stinking liar like this. Supposed to be a politician, a president of a country. And he is getting up here saying some of the worst, horrific things you could possibly say. To just make us, this is no different than vetting your kids against each other. How evil of a parent would you be if you say your brother don't care about your future? He don't want to see you survive. Yeah, he's trying to hold you down. He hates you. Yeah, did you know that? And you see your family members tear each other apart. This is how evil this human is. And that's why I said Diablos. The only evil that I could think of that would love to sit back and watch the unity of a country who's supposed to have fellow countrymen, best hearts, best interests in heart, will come out there and do this. And this isn't true. See, it would be one thing if I really thought that these cats believe that these things are taking place. But we see through it, and the bad part is the people they're convincing don't. And that is why we're able to sit back and throw this dude in the category of as Diablos. Because I'm saying you are a very conscious, vindictive, pragmatic, evil human that is going, I'm doing this because I'm evil. I know it's going to divide people. I know it's going to make folks hate each other. I know it's going to make people suspicious of each other. I know it's going to cause strife. That's why I'm doing it. This ain't one of those, oh man, I thought I was doing good, man. I just woke up and realized I was like somebody who's red pilled. Somebody who was out there running around mad for nothing. They get red pilled. It's like, man, I thought I was really fighting for justice. But now I see the light. They were innocently ignorant. But these folks are maliciously evil. And that is why I spare nothing when it comes down to criticizing Joe Biden and the rest of these stinking Democrats. Now let's close.
To me, we make history, not erase it. We know Black history is American history.
There you go. So now we're erasing Black history. It is these extremists that he's not quite identifying, but we all know who he's referring to. It's Trump, all of his MAGA supporters. Let's exclude, though, the fact that Black MAGA supporters are growing in leaps and bounds, Latinos. So we just want these young, impressionable young men to think that these oppressive people out there, these boogie men and women, they don't look like me. They don't look like me. No. They're all these Bobs running around somewhere. That's what they are. So that man included a plethora of lies, a plethora of pandering, a plethora of division, and a plethora of evil. And that's why I included a plethora of foot up his butt commentary. That's why I had to include that. Now, God bless y'all. God bless America. Most evilest, divisive, pandering speech of all times. He's breaking records still. Boy, can't get more raggedier than Joe. Straight up dumpster juice. That should be the beast that they put him in. Forget putting him in Air Force One, Marine One, the beast. Put him in that dumpster and push him on down the road somewhere. Now, God bless y'all. Put my man hat on right about now. Bald head sweating and hot. I will see y'all tomorrow, same time, same place. Somebody said, great show. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Okay. Now, hit that like button, share my videos, follow me on all the other social media platforms. Don't forget to, if you want to check out the corner store, you can do that. The link is below this video. If you want to support the channel financially, there's also links to do that through my Cash App, my PayPal. And subscribe to my alternative channels. That would be greatly appreciated. Other than that, make sure you're still subscribed and your notifications are turned on to all. Let's get out of here. Oh, that number on the screen right there. If you want to stay included, text MAGA to that number. And yeah, I'll lock you in at some point. All right. God bless y'all. God bless America. Let's get out of here. After hearing that, I got to go not just take a shower. Got to scrub. Soap. Joe's throat. Yeah. See y'all next time in Kevin's Corner. Take care.